This is all right, so this is the lab. So I'm going to go get the lab data real quick. Actually, I don't even need to show the lab data. I'll just use the data that's already there. I'll show you basically how to create a choropleth map, and then you'll know how to do it. When this opens. And you're going to make two choropleth maps for this lab. You need to hand in both in addition to the answers to the questions. The first choropleth map is the one that it walks you through, which would be a map of cell phone users in Europe. The second one, you'll use the data that you created last week and make a map of Wyoming, a choropleth map of Wyoming. So here, I'm going to do that real quick. Oops, that's the whole state. I meant the counties. So here's Wyoming. Making a choropleth map, you can double click on the layer and you choose quantities, and it has to be a polygon layer, and then you choose the layer that you want to make a map of. I'm choosing population, and I'm going to say OK. So what do the dark areas mean? Higher population, right? Now, is this a good choropleth map just based on what we learned about today? What are some critiques that you'd have of this map? There's so many, but based on what we talked about today, what would be some problems? There's not enough classes. That's good. Yep. We need to make some more classes. Anything else? Yeah, we could. I mean, we said purple was not the best color to use. That's true. Everybody else? Yeah. What about the data itself? Are we using totals or are we using derived data? But not a percentage, right? We're using derived data. So we need to change this. So go back in here, and we can make a few of these changes. One thing we can do is we could change it to percent of total, which would be one way to make it derived. So in other words, the darker it is, the more percentage of total it would have. Probably a better one to do for total population, the one that's done most often, is area. I don't have a field that represents area here, so I can't do that. But if I did have a field that was area, I could choose that one. Okay? And so that would be better. But here I'm still doing percent of total. All right, and then another thing I could do here is go under classify, and I could change the number of this. There might not be a lot of data here because Wyoming doesn't have very many counties. It doesn't look like I'm getting any more variability. You're gonna make a map of like housing units or one of the other categories, and the map's gonna look better than that. I think this one actually doesn't look very good because I haven't. Yeah, I didn't fill in all. I only showed you. I started this lab last week, but I didn't finish it. You'll have more population values in your data table. Okay, does that make more sense? So yours will have more variability. The reason why I can't get very much variability is I didn't finish the lab. But you're going to make a map, but you have to normalize the data. So you have to divide it by something, and you have to make the map look a little bit better. So this is really your first opportunity at making your own map. So walk through the lab, and then make your map. Okay, so anybody down on the coast having trouble with the lab? It's crashing here on a few computers. Is what you're saying. Anybody else? No.
I went to the lab earlier and I had a problem with it.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the deal is, but I'll find out here. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the presentation.